Adversaries come in many forms, but you will be victorious when you realize that worship is warfare.
Adversaries are necessary because without them, you never really discover your purpose.
We've accepted what somebody told us we were in our past. So our past is sabotaging our ability to hear instruction.
We are not much unlike a battery. The negative is the thing that's needed to produce the power.
I empowered you to overcome everything you've overcome up to this present moment. I fixed you for what's going to happen after this. You were in the mind of God long before you were ever born.
You are not alone in your battle. God has your back because worship is warfare. Put these 4 messages in your arsenal today on CD or DVD. Equip yourself by visiting our website or by calling 1-800-591-8480.
It's now easier than ever to stay connected with David G. Evans and the Bethany Baptist Church family. Follow the ministry and rejoice in all that God is doing by following us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. On Facebook, you'll be up to date on the latest happenings. You can watch our Sunday services on Facebook Live at 8 and 11 a.m. Eastern.
Here comes the power. Hallelujah.
Words of wisdom and encouragement can be found on Twitter, and you'll get up-to-the-minute sermon points as they happen in our weekly worship services. Follow us on Instagram and be blessed by the inspirational and special moments that are highlighted each week, and meet the people who are the heart of our ministry. And if it's video you want, subscribe to the Bethany Baptist Church channel on YouTube. See the celebrations, the special events, and the many, many people who are helping to transform lives one at a time. Stay connected with David G. Evans on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, and become a member of our broadcast family today.
What if you could make one decision to unleash everything great in your life? Would you do it? Would you say yes? Are you tired of your relationships, your health, and so much more suffering because you lack the truth you need to change? The life you desire is within your reach. You can achieve all the success, happiness, and prosperity you deserve by simply learning the secrets that lead to real personal transformation. Change is hard, but not impossible. You just have to make one radical decision to get real. And there's no better authority on the real steps to change than David G. Evans.
Some men trust in chariots. Some men trust in horses. But we will trust in the Lord.
David G. Evans is leading the charge to bring you the power to change your life. He is committed to the mission of helping you transform and become a person of power, and it starts with his all-new system to change your situation. At the centerpiece of this life-altering collection is David Evans' groundbreaking training course. From ridiculous to radical to real, this means war. In this series, you will discover the steps to change. This series includes 2 powerful messages, each on winning the battle in your mind and cultivating a language of faith. That's 4 messages, 4 power-filled hours of material. If you want a better marriage, this series has the answers. If you want to achieve financial independence God's way, the secrets in this series will empower you to make it happen. If you want a life of power, anointing, and influence, this series will show you how to get it, and there's more. You're looking for serious, immediate results. So Bishop Evans will also include one of his best-selling messages called Weapon of Warfare. This classic teaching will build you up to start fighting in the spirit for what you deserve. This powerhouse collection, from ridiculous to radical to real, and Weapon of Warfare, will give you all the biblical strategies you need to change anything in your life. This collection will ship to you immediately with your gift today to David G. Evans Ministries. This ministry is revolutionizing the kingdom by empowering believers. Souls are being saved daily, and we need your help to grow this impact in a real way. Call now and sow your seed of just $35 for your transformation to help people around the world. Your $35 love gift goes straight to the front lines of ministry, providing help to those that need it most. Call now. Make the decision to get the power you need to change your life forever.
position yourself to receive from God with Bishop David G. Evans teaching When Men Pray.
Have there been times when you have asked someone to pray for you and the prayer has not been answered? Because instead of praying for yourself, you waited until someone else that you thought had more power would pray for you. Prayer is something that you resort to immediately and not as a last resort. You need to learn how to pray preemptively. You need how to pray ahead of time. Don't always be praying in response. Pray proactively. Pray before it happens. Lord, cover my child. Lord, bless my day.
Develop your relationship with God with this dynamic teaching on CD or DVD when you write to us. Visit our website or call 1-800-591-8480.
Well, praise the Lord, everybody. Welcome to On Point, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America, live every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on any smart device at David G. Evans 1, at David G. Evans 1. Why don't you share with somebody, call them, text them, inbox them, let them know that On Point is on once again. I look forward to hearing from you. We love to hear what you think. Our call-in number is 866-743
8267
8267 866-743 8267. That's 866-743 8267 or 866-74-EVANS. Give us a call. My world famous co-host is here with us today. A whole lot going on. Reverend Nicholas Smith. A lot going on in the world today, man.
Yeah, I know.
One of the giants of the faith, Fred Price, has gone on to reward.
Yeah.
Ask him to rest in power.
Yeah.
And looking forward to, I'm looking forward to the ripple that his departure will cause.
Okay.
There's going to be a ripple.
In the movement?
In the faith movement, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there'll be a ripple. Hopefully, for the better.
Okay. I hope so too.
We were really looking forward to him coming. When we first invited him, he was overcoming cancer.
Okay.
And then once he got through it, he and his wife said they were really looking forward to coming and being a part of Power of God. And then the pandemic came because we were trying to get him for this year.
Yeah.
And, Lord called him home. But great. One of the leaders, I think one of the generals of the faith movement, I believe, the African-American faith movement.
Yeah, yep.
Someone that I watch every time I get an opportunity, if I see him coming on. Wonder what's going to happen with his ministry. And
is his son still?
His son took it over for a while, but then they had some difficulty, so Dad took it back.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder now, his sons, where they're going to migrate or who is going to become the spiritual leader of the faith movement, that side of the faith movement.
Yeah.
The African American side of the faith movement. I'm having trouble hearing today.
Okay. Is it
but we are so glad. Kevin from Cedarville is on line 1, 866-743-8267, 866-743-8267. Well, what do you think of the impeachment hearings, man?
Part of me thinks it's a colossal waste of time.
Okay.
In the sense of they're not going to have enough votes to do it.
Okay.
Because the Republicans are completely backing out.
Yeah.
The second part is that better?
Yes.
Oh, the second part is, again, we're seeing some more legal shenanigans go on with Cruz and them. They're not supposed to be talking to Trump's lawyers.
Oh, I saw that they are talking to the lawyers.
They're meeting with them on the side, so you're seeing some more shenanigans. And it just makes you wonder why people are allowed to get away with so many things.
This may sound harsh, but I've witnessed that the Republicans playing hardball with the Democrats for 12 years.
Mm-hmm.
They seem to be the kid that walks up and slaps a kid in the face, and then when you hit him back, he runs home and says, he hit me, but never tells the fact that I started this fight.
Fight first.
Yeah. It just it's disturbing to me that their constituents don't see the unbridled hypocrisy.
Yep.
You know, we need our politicians. We know they're not going to be totally above board, but we need them to at least act like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
they're trying to appear to be above board.
Right.
You know, but these
Yeah.
these guys are just and their constituents don't seem to care.
Yeah.
But this is what I think, and I've been saying this for a couple of years. When they had the shooting up in at the school in Connecticut,
Yeah.
and that didn't move the hearts of the politicians to change, registering for weapons and the application and all that. And then they got shot at their own softball game.
Yep.
That didn't move them to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are wondering why is it that they are not concerned about the policemen at the Capitol. It's because I think they see them as part of the building, part of the furniture, and don't really have respect for them.
Yep.
A lot of politicians find themselves getting in trouble when they say quiet things, the things that should stay in your head in public because they're in a restaurant.
Yep.
And they don't consider the people serving them or around them as real people.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a lack of concern for the law enforcement that are assigned to serve them and protect them. And they seem to have no concern about the fact that a couple of those guys lost their lives.
Yep. Yep.
You
and
know?
they were tout the blue. And
Yeah,
Blue
yeah,
Lives
yeah,
Matter,
yeah.
and,
But
you know.
it mattered until they needed a political agenda achieved.
Yep.
The other thing that blows my mind is that, now they're searching for the tape of McCarthy and Trump having a falling out during
Yeah.
the riot.
Yeah. I think he cussed at Trump
Yeah,
or something
they
like
were
that.
cussing
Yeah.
at each other,
Yeah.
asking for help, and Trump wouldn't send it.
Mm-hmm.
And his only response was, I see these people that are rioting, I'm paraphrasing, are more upset than you are about
Yeah.
the election.
Yep.
So even in the face of the former president, showing them that, because I think that if Mike Pence really carried his water, and they're saying that Vice President Pence at times would disagree with him, and he would go in and say, but in public he never ever disagreed with the president.
Yeah.
For a guy to be that loyal and to see that his life was in danger and the president not move a finger to help him.
Mm-hmm. They
That-
call him days after.
Yeah,
either.
that's amazing to me.
Yeah. You would think Pence would have the gall to be able to step up and say, look, this is what happened.
Mhm.
He basically just threw him under the bus like everybody else.
He didn't care
Risked his
about it.
life.
But if you look at the people in the former president's life, when he's finished with you, he throws you under the bus.
Yes.
If he needs to say, I don't know you, I've never known you. I mean, who was closer to him than Cohen?
Throw him under the bus.
And he tried to say, well, I didn't know him. Flynn, hardly knew him. We hardly had, just,
Yep.
it's an amazing dynamic that, if these senators and congresspeople do not care about the people charged to protect their lives,
Yep.
who do they care about?
Absolutely. Themselves. You're right. You said it years ago, it's a dog eat dog, wolf mentality. How can you really trust anybody in there? I mean, at any moment,
You can't.
they can throw you under the bus.
Especially since some of them were threatened.
Mhm.
And now, because I'm having a hard time getting close to a sound, reasonable reason why, when the president did not care about them being in the building that was being overrun, what makes them continue to, want to protect him at all? I would think they'd never want him back in office again.
You would think, but I think they're so worried about his base and him fracturing the party.
Yeah, but if he fractures the party, the Democrats win forever.
Yeah. And the thing is, he's going to do it anyway.
I don't know what they're worried about.
So if you side with him, he's going to find a way to get you. If you don't side with him, he's going to find a way to get you. You just...
I don't think they see. Well, I think they do see it. There's something that we're not seeing that's at stake. Because if you look at the votes, it's a numbers game. That doesn't work. The numbers don't work.
Yep.
If they've got this minority, I think they were outvoted by 8 or 9 million votes. You've got this segment. If they split it, they're done. If they keep it in place the way it is, they're done, because there's a lot of people that kind of wave their hands at a lot of things the former administration did.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to search. I want to talk to someone who I know is a staunch Republican, who can just tell me, okay, why is it? What do you hear? What do you think? Why is it you guys are standing with him?
Yeah.
When I know, the people that I know would not have tolerated this behavior from the previous president.
Absolutely. Absolutely. If that was Black Lives Matter, with Obama saying, you know, send the cavalry.
Look.
Did you hear the justification for that?
What?
When Trump said something about waiting to send the cavalry, his lawyers were like, he's not talking about the cavalry like a military. He's talking about cavalry like the cross.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
They said that publicly?
Yes. That he was talking about because he's a Christian and, you know.
You know the only reason they're talking like that? If this was a formal court of law, they wouldn't say some of the things they say.
Yeah.
Because they cannot be indicted for saying that the election was stolen when it really wasn't.
Yeah.
In that setting. Now, if they were in a court of law,
yeah,
half the stuff coming out these guys' mouths
absolutely.
would be good.
But I mean, they showed
cavalry.
The cavalry, literally talking about. He said he's talking about cavalry.
One's called cavalry, the other's called the cavalry.
I know. But they've been lying through the whole thing. But when they start showing the videos of like Mitt Romney, the black guy, Warner Romney, and running, and they showed the video of Pence, them getting him out.
Okay.
There's no way, all the proof is there that Trump incited this.
Sure it is.
But they're still going to find a way to.
Well, they said when you have no substance, you try to criticize process. And I think that constitutionally they don't have a leg to stand on. Because what they're really saying is that President Trump could have murdered someone. And as long as he was, and if they didn't take him to trial until after he was out of office, he wouldn't be found guilty. That's just stupid.
And the Constitution does not say that a president can't be tried.
No. They wanted to say that.
Yeah.
It doesn't say that.
Yeah.
It's just like the whole piece about you can't indict a sitting president. That's not the law.
It's not the law.
That's a policy.
Yeah.
You know, it's not even a policy. It's a practice.
Yep.
Of the attorney general's, you know, it's not a law.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's maybe their preference, but they can still do it though.
You know what? Who's the guy that I can't even remember his name? Who was the attorney general? Barr.
Barr was yeah.
What did he know that got him out just in time?
Yeah. I think once he went the route of, look, the election wasn't stolen, y'all. It was fine. That's when Trump. But I'm sure he probably saw the writing on the wall, and like the rest of them tried to jump ship.
He's really partially he absolutely obscured the parts of the Mueller report that would have indicted this man. He was acting as his personal attorney.
Yep, the whole time.
We've got Kevin from Cedarville, and we've got Kife from Lawnside. Let's go to, well, I don't know. I got 3 and 4 on here, Crystal. Huh? Oh, Kevin hung up. Okay, let's go to Kife on 4. Kife, is that you?
Yes, sir.
Good morning. How are you? Welcome to On Point.
I'm good, Bishop. How are you?
Doing fine, man. What is your comment today?
Well, Bishop and Pastor Nick, this is. I just tuned in, and you know, Trump has really gone south in what he's trying to do. And I was catching the last bit of his trial, the clip, or not clip, but the ending of his trial online. And I mean, if he gets acquitted, I don't know. It's just going to be all crazy. But then if he gets impeached, I would be happy not to say, okay, he's not running. But with other governments saying, with other leaders of the government saying to, you know, lawyers and stuff like that, it's like they're going in a wide world 360 door in, door out. I mean, come on now, Trump. He failed America in his 4 years of office. If Biden picks that up, I pray Biden does a better job than him. You know, and some things that, you know, I again figure that Trump was not on anyone's favorite list. They all wanted his head on a platter. Now that he's out of office, and I'm hearing a source on YouTube, I follow him as well, saying that there could be not enough votes, like you two said earlier, about if there's no many votes, he could be acquitted. But I think that if there was enough votes, he can get impeached. Now, my question is this, and I know that I'm sort of saying on YouTube, on his channel, that, I'm trying to, get another, how do I put it, a comment on it saying, what do you think about this kind of action that if there are no additional votes, do you think he will run again?
I'm not sure I follow you, Kiefe.
Okay, I'll re-ask the question. Now, my thing is this.
I think your statement up front might have confused me. Just ask the question.
Well, what I'm saying, my answer is this. Do you think, or my question will be this, do you think that if there are not enough votes to acquit Trump, do you think in language terms and all this stuff with his lawyers going around, do you think that he'll have the possibility of running again?
I think his own party doesn't want him to run again, but I think they're afraid to say so. What I think I'm witnessing is the foundational destruction of the Republican Party. I think the Republican Party, as we know it, that used to tout itself as the God integrity group, will no longer be able to grab that baton and run with it. And if they do, they won't be believed. This behavior through here is going to have its major, no matter how it turns out, it's going to have its major effect in the elections, in the down ballot elections coming up in the next 2 years. Because people that are watching grown men sit in the gallery with their feet up. But what bothers me, Pastor Nick, is the level of immaturity that these old men in these positions are showing. It's amazing to me.
Yep, absolutely.
It's like I'm watching a kindergarten class and somebody's sitting in the corner sulking, because they haven't gotten their way.
Yeah, Rand Paul.
Yeah, I mean, what kind of maturity is that that's leading us?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. That sorry, go ahead, Kiefe.
No, what I was going to say was that, I mean, I'm not a fan of politics all that much, but when it comes to something like, this that came on mind, I'm saying to myself, I look at Trump and I look at what he's done, and then I look at how he's done it. It's like he's gone behind people's back and said, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And then, all this stuff catches up to him. I mean, is he going to realize that what he did is always going to get caught? And
well, he's gotten away with things his whole life, but here's the problem.
Yeah.
What's happened is that these guys, these politicians, talk tough, but they're a bunch of punks. That's the bottom line. They're cowards. I could say some other stuff, but the bottom line is, if somebody tries to get you killed and you're still kissing their behind, you have no fiber at all, and that's the best thing I can say. We gotta let you go, man. All right, talk to you soon. Have a good day. Right. Kevin, how you doing?
Good morning.
Hi.
How are you?
We're doing all right. How are you?
I'm good. You and Pastor Nick, how are you?
We're making it.
Good.
He's doing all right for an old guy.
Listen, let me tell you something. It's been so long. I couldn't wait to talk to all of you. I just want to thank God for the both of you, for the staff who helps you. And let me just be transparent with you.
Okay.
A year ago, I had a car accident.
Okay.
And ever since then, I've been going to PT. And I'm very much an extrovert. I love to be outside, so it halted some of my exercise and all that. But I want to tell you that thank God I've been active. But the transparency about it all is I have a lot of time on my hands. However, I have adult children who live out of state, and so it's just me.
Okay.
And there's times, if I didn't know God, my God, I would be loopy. You know what I mean? But I want to tell you something. The teaching you've had on mental illness, when you talk about money, when you talk about tithes, all of that has been a balance, and it brings me back when I'm alone, because it's just when I tell you, and like for most people, and a lot of people, I'm here alone with just Him.
Okay.
And let me tell you something: prayer, tithing, whatever it is I do to keep myself sane, it means nothing if I don't have a relationship with him.
Absolutely.
And I tell you, every time I get on this broadcast with you guys, I have to keep myself from crying because he's so awesome.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to thank God for the both of you, how you just keep us entertained, you keep us educated with these. Oh, God, I don't even know about Bernie Sanders, but that last one with all three of you sitting on the table.
I work with some insane people.
Oh, my God. And let me tell you something.
Good
Somebody
times.
taught me something. All that we do for God, all the prayers and just all the things. Somebody taught me, and I probably heard it over years, but it became very clear to me now, that we don't take a day to spend with God. He needs some time, and I was not doing that. And let me tell you something. When I took the time to no phone, it was hard for me because I'm an extrovert.
Mm-hmm.
No phone, no TV.
We couldn't tell that, Kev.
Right.
We couldn't tell that.
Right.
Oh my God!
Right.
Really, Kev? Really?
Extroverts are very excited this early in the morning.
It's my parents' fault that I'm so talkative. But I spent some time. I've been doing it for the last 4 weekends. Just taking time for just him. And let me tell you something, it was hard because I felt like I was on this date. I said, okay, what do we do now? Okay, well, I read the Bible, I sat and listened to it. Now what do I do? And I think we're all like that. We're so much in a hurry. We're always doing, but we don't give him that relationship time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the things that you all have been teaching.
Yeah.
And I get excited and I get loud when I'm excited. Oh, my God. But I thank God. I love the both of you. I love your staff. I just love what everybody's doing to keep us. I mean, it takes a lot to do what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
You know, you were called to do this. And I just bless God for you. May He just continue to overflow your vats.
Thank you so much, Kev.
You know, it takes, I mean, you guys, and Pastor Nick, I think, was talking about how, you know, people think that pastors and leaders have it together. They don't. They go home and cry and say, Lord, how do I help your people? I know that you do.
Yeah.
You know, and I just thank God for you.
We appreciate you, Kev.
Yes.
Appreciate you. How's things down there?
What? The one thing I love that you always say is, we ain't coming back to church so seniors can take it. If they can't take it, we ain't coming back.
That's right.
Just wisdom.
That's right. I don't pass.
The first one at the door. I got a key to the church. You don't know. No, I don't have a key. I'm
we don't pass the numbers. We pass the people. So
yeah,
we have to that whole safe number of people in the building. I've seen that.
Yeah.
I've seen that crap out in so many different situations at funerals
God.
So COVID doesn't know the difference between 6 and 10.
Yep.
Right.
6 inches or 6 feet. COVID doesn't know the difference.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Kev. So good to hear from you.
You're welcome. So glad to be able to talk to you guys. So
and try to get excited, okay?
Right.
I love you guys.
Talk to you soon. Love you too.
Diligent.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
We got Tom coming up from Fort Lauderdale. We've got Danny from Lauderhill. We're looking forward to talking to our Florida contingency.
Yeah.
So Dr. Fred Price passed away yesterday.
Yes.
From COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I wonder if there are some silly people who are going to try to question his faith at this point in his life.
Oh, you know they are. I think that's the aberration of the faith movement.
Well, I've seen that happen in non-faith movements. I've seen it happen at funerals.
Well, yeah, I mean, but it comes from that whole faith to control God. And
I think the problem
all,
is, I think the problem is we don't get to name the chariot that takes us to glory.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
God just sends it.
Yep. Yeah. And we've heard it.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to people. You die, you had no faith. Well,
Mm-hmm.
Did Jesus not have enough faith? I mean,
come on.
His death was an act of faith.
Come on. Lazarus didn't have enough?
Yeah. But again, what's being revealed more and more is prosperities in Scripture.
Yep.
Healings in Scripture.
Absolutely.
We got all that.
Yep.
We believe all that.
Mm-hmm.
Problem with a lot in the American church, charismatic, conservative Christians, like Dave Ramsey came out always saying some stuff.
Did he?
His whole thing was if
Ramsey?
Dave Ramsey, he's a big.
I know.
Thing, yeah. He said this week that if $600, now remember the type of economy we're in and all the stuff that's going on.
Right.
He said if $600, check from the government is going to really help your life, you have other issues. My problem with him is he blankets statements like that, not realizing that, first off, not everybody is broke because by choice.
Right.
Some people have medical issues.
Right.
You lost your job because
Right.
of the pandemic.
Right.
There are other ancillary things.
Sure.
But it shows that they believe in the prosperity movement without calling it.
Of course, we've said this before.
It
You can't raise $100 million in 6 months and say you don't believe in the prosperity of the people. I mean, it's just,
yeah.
it's silly how, you can have 9 kids, but you preach some kind of undertoned Christians are not sexual.
Yeah. You got 9.
But you got 9 kids
You
running
got
around
9
now. Come on, man. Just it's. I think people say things, Pastor Nick. Like I watched something. I scan YouTube because I need to hear what other people are saying. The same guys that were saying that America was going to hell in a handbasket if the president wasn't reelected. All those guys are now saying, quote, that God's got this message for the church and the church has to do this, that, and the other thing. I didn't hear any of that.
None of that before.
in the last year or two.
None at all.
I didn't hear any of that.
Yeah.
The only other thing I heard was Paula White saying something about the church was the only thing that was criticizing her. Well, they're the only ones that really care about you.
Yeah, the only people that really know you. Like, hello?
Yeah, come on, man.
And they before the election, it was God's gonna work it out. No man can disannul it. When God says it, it's gonna happen. After the election, the devil stole it. Well, which one was it?
Is God in control or not?
Which one? You can't. Now they're pushing for 2024. That maybe we got the timing wrong. He'll be reelected.
Why don't you just say we were wrong and shut up?
Right. You didn't say that before?
Just say I was wrong and shut up.
Yeah. And Perry Stone, did you see that clip from Perry Stone?
No, what did he do now?
He said he translated, air quotes, Biden's last name in the Hebrew, and it means he said it means something about God's judgment. And then a whole bunch of Hebrew scholars.
Is it possible that it's God's judgment on them?
Right. Right.
Why is it that they're always looking out?
Yes.
What about God judgment? Choose between two things. What about God asking them to choose?
Absolutely.
Between prophecy driven by their emotion versus prophecy driven by the Spirit of God.
Absolutely. And that's the thing, because a whole lot of Hebrew scholars came at him like, first off, you got your translations all wrong.
Of course it was.
And somebody translated his in the Hebrew and it said fruit of Satan. I was like, but my question to them, question to them was, and somebody kind of gave me a little pushback on it, was why is it that every time a Democrat wins an election,
it's the enemy.
It's the enemy. All these prophecies of judgment, like God is overlooking all of the Republican stuff that they're doing against people. So you're saying God's okay with this, but he's
for instance, let's use our former president, then we'll get to Tom and Danny.
Yeah.
When in my lifetime did I ever see Republicans excuse behavior as heinous as President Trump's?
Never.
That would have been disqualifying behavior for anybody else.
Absolutely.
Okay. So all of a sudden their politics has impacted their discernment or their acceptance of unrighteousness.
Yep. Absolutely.
Because there was nobody perpetuating to be holier than thou than the Republicans were. They were the God party.
Faith party, yeah.
And so all of a sudden this stuff, they voted people out of office on the Democratic side because of their behavior. They impeached Clinton because of behavior.
Yep.
And when did they become so tolerant of a president that was, playing footsie with the Russians? When?
Exactly.
I never saw that in my lifetime.
Absolutely. All about power.
Whose though?
They're them being in charge. They that's all.
So
they
you
care
just
about.
go along with anything. I'm so tired of Sister Graham saying what she says all the time.
What are you doing,
Lindsey Graham. Yeah. I'm so tired. I'm so tired of him. I'm so tired of him.
He is a puppet.
Oh, I'm just so tired. He needs to man up.
Yeah, he does. I mean, that's what makes you think, what do they have on these people?
I think
What
he's got a
promises
couple. I
or-
think this is what I think. The only cop a dirty cop trusts
Yeah.
is another dirty cop.
That's true.
I think they got stuff on Trump. He's got stuff on them.
Yep. Absolutely. I agree with that. I agree with that.
Let's go to Tom. Hey Tom, how you doing this morning? Welcome to On Point.
Hey, good morning, Bishop. Good morning, Reverend Nick.
Amen.
Just want to go back on something you said earlier about something was going on with this trial. One of the president's defenses is that he didn't know what was going on exactly at the time. And the reason I'm saying this is that last night on MSNBC, they showed a senator, I don't remember his name, who called in the middle of this.
Tuberville.
He said that during the Capitol riots.
Yeah, Tuberville.
That we are in trouble. They just evacuated the vice president, and they're attacking us. And literally, he had to go at that point. So the president knew exactly what was going on in the middle of this and did nothing.
And did you see that McCarthy also had a cussing exchange with the president during the whole riot, and the president's response was, evidently the people that are rioting, I'm paraphrasing, are more upset about the election than you are. In other words, you should be willing to let this go forward, even if your life is in danger.
Yeah, he is totally void.
Anything human.
Yes.
And I think his family knows this. There's no way they don't know it. There's no way they don't know it. I mean, they have to agree with everything to stay within his good graces. They've got to know something's wrong.
And it's so obvious. Even the week before with Pence, when he said, when he was in Georgia, he said, if he doesn't support me, I'm not going to like him much.
Unbelievable.
I mean, this is a guy who's done everything for him.
Doc, he carried the president's water like no one else I've ever seen.
Yeah.
He looked at him as if he was a revered father or something when they were standing on the same platform.
Yeah.
But
the other thing you guys were talking about earlier was why are these people who are elected officials still supporting them? They're terrified.
I don't get it. I don't get it, man.
Yeah.
He literally was going to let them get hurt, and they are still not saying, you know what, this guy's not in our corner. What did he have to do to him?
They're so worried about their reelection because he still has his finger on the pulse of a lot of people in this country.
Now I've heard that argument before, but I heard another very logical argument, and you follow me, Tom, right before we go to Danny. If they got outvoted by 8 million votes, the numbers don't make sense. If they split the party, the numbers would make less sense. So this whole thing, the base is a minority within the minority party.
And I think part of the problem is the base is believing the lie. And if these people were to stand up and tell them it's a lie and get uniform and together on this, maybe they could get out of this.
What do you think if I told you that they know it's a lie, but people that are oppressed, white people that are oppressed, vote against their own self-interest?
Oh, yes. You miss poor folks in Kentucky, Mississippi.
Yeah. Yeah, they vote against it. I mean, I think it's a travesty that McConnell has been in office this long, and his state, according to statistics, is the most impoverished state in the nation.
Yeah.
How does that work?
Yeah. As long as he upholds their...
You've been our guy for 30 years, and the prosperity has not come to Kentucky. How does that work? Because he wasn't in it for them. And even though he was legislating things that didn't benefit them, they kept voting for him. Poor. The racial vote is illogical. You've heard me say it before. It's illogical. It's the only thing that makes sense. Only racism will make you vote against yourself.
Yeah, and Bishop, my father once said, he grew up in South Carolina, and he goes, no matter if you're a Caucasian you always knew you weren't on the bottom, no matter how low down you were.
Mm-hmm.
There was someone below you, and as long as you have that mentality.
Yep. As long as I'm not them, we're good.
Well, I know when we lived in the projects in Chester, we had a couple white families, and you know, one of the pluses that some of the white kids had in their minds is that we were all poor. We all lived in the projects, but if I heard it once, I heard it 1,000 times. But we are free, white, and 21, and that was the diplomatic way of saying we may be bad off, but we're not bad off as you are.
Yep.
Yeah.
Chris,
I'm gonna get off, but Chris promised me to joke about that. But you know, I asked this white guy, if he wanted to trade places with me. He said no.
Yeah. He's like, and I'm rich. Yeah.
That's funny. Thank you, man.
Hey, you guys have a good day.
Talk to you. 866-743-8267, 866-743-8267. Give us a call. That's 866-743-8267. This is On Point, the number one Saturday morning Christian-based call and talk show in America, live every Saturday on any smart device at David G. Evans 1. Anywhere in the world, you can see us, hear us live. We're going to Danny. Hey, Danny, how you doing this morning?
Bishop, good morning. How you doing today?
Hey, Dan.
How y'all doing?
We doing all right, man. What's going on down there in Florida?
Everything's pretty good. I'm trying to get up and get about. I got to do my lawn. I'm a week behind in trying to get that done, so I got to cut the grass this week.
I'm gonna have to call your wife, boy, because you only she can restrain you. I gotta have a conversation with her.
Yeah, she's been putting me on a check since a couple of weeks ago. We got hit with the 47, I believe.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, it was about to get us. I'm telling you.
47 in February, right?
Yeah.
I know it's a hardship. I know it's a hardship.
Back in the 80s again, so
It's back in the 80s, so you got your relief.
back in the 80s, we're back to normal. Got to turn the air on.
Oh my goodness.
But Bishop, I just want to add something to show you how things that happen that you've never thought, or the feelings or the sympathy or mentality of people, the numbers of the COVID, just that alone would bring somebody. You would think that it would bring people back to their senses.
Okay.
How serious things are, and to come up with the excuses and the election is more important than all these lives that have been lost.
It's a racial vote, man. They can call it whatever they want to call it. Lindsey Graham talking about he was offended by the videos. People are usually offended by the truth if they're trying to promote a lie. There's offense there. So to me, I'm observing, and I hate to put it this way, God is the only one that can show you somebody's heart.
Yes.
And I think we're seeing the hearts of a lot of people that supposedly represent us in both parties. We're seeing the hearts of those that represent us in D.C.
Yep.
And it's not good. And right now, because of the way things have been the last 12 years, the Republicans' hearts are more on display than the Democrats' hearts are right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And anyone that you would think that they would go ahead and say, well, we've never put up with this type of behavior before, or we would not have anyone to lie to us in our face.
Yeah.
Day after day, hour after hour.
But doesn't it show us, Danny, how the politicians' perspective on those that have to elect them? They feel like they can lie to them on Monday and tell them something different on Tuesday, and especially if it's far away from the election time.
Yep. People have a short-term memory.
I don't understand it.
And they know that.
And you're definitely right, Bishop. There's a fear factor.
Yeah.
What that fear is, we don't know, but we know that there is a fear factor.
Yeah. Wow.
And I just want to, and before I get off, I just want to add to previous caller about the appreciation that we have for you in the church. What a great job that you're doing internationally, not just nationally, but internationally. Because I know some people that are in the Caribbean that are following you and seeing the different things that are going on. And I just can't say it enough. Keep the good work up. That's for you, Pastor Nick, your entire staff. I mean, it keeps us going day to day.
Well, God has blessed us with a core team that has longevity. When I say longevity, minimal 15, 20 years of the core team, each individual. And we can't be more appreciative of the fact that we've got a lot of capable people around us that and God gives us what we lack, which is amazing to me. What Pastor Nick and I lack in gifts or talents, God puts those people in place who can kind of take our ideas and put them into reality. So we've been blessed with an amazing core team.
And like you, when you look at the fact that things like the name OnPointe, you're always on point. So that follows through, and it's like leadership is what you're doing. Everyone is trying to follow.
Wow.
And what you say is giving us food for day to day for us to live. When I say us, the people of God and people that have not known you, that tuning in, and those are the things. It used to be about football with me. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter now, because what happened is that people at work, we're talking. What did Bishop say this week, or what this and that? Those are the things that we're talking about.
Wow, we appreciate that, man. We appreciate that. We really do.
Okay, Bishop?
Yeah, tell my sister I'm going to be calling her because I need to have a conversation with her. I'll talk to you, man.
You'll get me in trouble, Bishop.
I'll talk to you.
All right, be blessed.
Bye-bye. So, Congress is still working on the relief bill. I'm a little perplexed. We didn't mind giving $1.3, $1.4 trillion to about 600 folk. But we have a problem giving 1.9 to the nation. 30 million people on unemployment. We have a problem, and we're thinking it's good to send them $400 or $600, which tells me that either you've never been poor, or you've gotten so distant from that part of your life you have no appreciation for people struggling. I don't know where you can live except maybe in a senior house on the back of our property for a little over $600.
Yeah, absolutely. And now their thing now is, what about the inflation that's going to come from this was an argument that now they're worried about inflation.
Why weren't they worried about inflation when they gave away all that money?
Exactly. Absolutely. And they were genius when they turned it didn't work long term, but it worked for a little while when they start calling them job creators instead of wealthy people. And some people bought into that mess.
They didn't create any jobs.
Give these people money, they're going to help create jobs.
They held on to that money.
They held on to the money.
They held on to that.
They ain't create those jobs. Creating 2 jobs is not.
No, that's not creating. If you got 30 million people out of work, then you didn't create many. Okay. Just let's call it like what it is. So DOJ is going to end private prison contracts, which I think may help the prison system, and it may disrupt the prison pipeline.
Hope so.
Because the pipeline was feeding the contracted prisons, and those guys are making a lot of money.
Absolutely.
So we're back in the Paris Climate Accord, which I believe is a good move. I think America first and America by itself is 2 different things. And I think what we adopted was America by itself. And I don't think you can make it in this world being isolated.
Not in this world now.
No, you need allies in this world. And we're not the World War II send 30,000 people across the planet, beat up some people and then come home. That's these people can fight now. So that's you need partners is what I'm saying. How is it? Is Utah lost his mind?
The one school. Did you read about it?
Yeah, I heard about it, but it was too bizarre. I just couldn't believe it.
It was a Montessori school.
Okay.
One of those special
Little
schools.
private school.
Private schools.
Yeah.
Some parents wanted to opt out of Black History Month. And then some of the Utah Jazz players, of course, the black ones that lived there, like, what are y'all doing? In uproar. Then all of a sudden they reversed it.
Of course they did.
Now the director of the school is an Asian American.
Okay.
Whose family went through all the stuff in World War II.
Okay.
Internment camps and stuff. He was saying he was hesitant to do it because he understood his family past.
Right.
But if you understood your family past, why did y'all? You should
Try
have
not
fought
to lose.
hard.
Try not to lose a job.
Yeah, because the board of directors probably,
Try not to lose a job.
Yeah.
I think I've been to Utah for meetings and to minister, and it's a different kind of place.
Yeah.
It's a different kind of place.
I've heard.
Yeah, it's and I hadn't thought. I kind of felt this Asian American violence against Asian Americans having gone up since COVID.
Yeah.
I think that Americans are quick to blame people that had nothing to do
Absolutely.
with what went on.
Yeah.
It
doesn't help when somebody that's leading the country calls it the China flu and
and that's the president, former president. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Is it me or do I? How long is this Flint water thing going to go on?
Thank you. And the pipe still ain't even fixed yet.
How long? First off, the decision blew my mind. We're going to give these people polluted water.
Yep.
I just cut it all the way down, all the legislation. This is what we're going to do.
Yep.
We're going to give them polluted water. We know it's going to hurt their health. We know it.
Yep.
And they made the decision to do it.
And didn't fix nothing because of where it was going to.
And then the guys that made the decision didn't go up on charges. What is that?
Yep. Absolutely. I think the thing now,
have been some different neighborhoods.
Different story. Now, as much as I love President Obama, I think he made a huge mistake when he went to Flint. Took that glass of water. Drunk it, make it look like everything was fine, and you stop hearing people talk about it.
So they probably didn't give him the water that they were giving everybody else.
Probably not. But once he did that on TV, the story started to go away.
I didn't see that.
Yep. You look at the timeline, it started to fade out.
No, I didn't see him drink the water.
Well, he did. They showed it on video.
Wow.
And he was there, and
they probably reassured him that the water he was about to drink was fine.
But the people wasn't fine. I mean, I love him, but that was a huge mistake.
I toured a water company 20 years ago, and they took water out of the faucet, and they took water sample from Cooper River. And of course, Cooper Rivers was, swimming with stuff. I mean, it was just, it was yellow. It was. So then, they left the two vials, two pitchers, sitting on a platform, and took us on the tour. When we came back, the sediment had settled in the Cooper River water, and you couldn't tell the difference between the spring water and the Cooper River water, even though the Cooper River water was polluted. I mean, it was this much sediment, about an inch of sediment at the bottom of the pitcher. And all that color had gone away because everything is settled down. So even if the water looks clear, it doesn't mean it's pure.
Absolutely.
So I just think if it was different neighborhoods, this water problem would have been cured.
If it was New Jersey, getting Cherry Hill, Voorhees, or Marlton, or
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Nah,
it would have never happened in Cherry Hill.
Yeah, it wouldn't. No, not at all.
So we're going to have 300 million vaccines by June. They're still vaccinating people at about 1 million a day, like you said they would. Okay.
And the NFL stadiums are opening up to
for the vaccines.
For the vaccines, yes. Okay. For the vaccines, yes. For letting people come in.
I think this whole restaurant gym thing is going to cause.
That part is messed up.
That's going to cause. I don't know what. They keep failing the class.
Yeah.
They show a little improvement. Okay, let's put people back together where it can spread again.
Yeah. And to me, a month of it lowering is not improvement.
No.
Because it's showing it keeps going up and down, up and down, up and down.
Because every time it goes down, they decide, okay, everybody, let's go back to 150 people at a wedding reception, and then it's like, oh my God, it spiked again.
Right. What happened? But money always comes first. Well, you see the New Zealand president, the lady, she had her camera out at a barbecue, no mask on.
Yeah.
Nothing. They was just having a good old time.
Did you see the sporting event?
Yes, because they're back to the normal.
Yes.
Because they did it right. But they did it. They said every country that is ran by a woman has done the best with COVID.
Wow.
During this whole thing.
But some of the states that we have here in the United States that are governed by women, Republicans, like one of them just pulled all the restrictions off. No masks.
Yeah,
No,
well, those are different countries. They ain't crazy like over here. I think New Zealand, a couple other countries over in Europe, and a couple other places.
they're doing really well.
They're doing well. Them women are locking stuff down. They did it up early, and
I don't know, man. I just
the clubs in New York are supposed to be opening too.
Clubs?
Jesus.
Are you kidding? Who in their right mind is going to go?
But you know what? Down south, they're acting like COVID don't exist. The clubs are still open.
Really?
Yes. People, they say you go to Texas, Georgia, and all those places. People don't even wear masks. They just walk around like everything is just. They think you're crazy.
What is that all about?
That's that whole freedom, and
So it doesn't matter until someone in your family dies, and then all of a sudden, this is real.
Yeah. And then we wonder why the South has the highest cases, the highest death rates for so long.
It just doesn't make sense. What I think it maybe I'm a little conservative in this faith. I think you'll be able to go out to eat another time. I think you'll be able to gather at the house another time. Yeah. I think you don't have to have a football party. You can have it another time. Because I'm looking for Tampa to have an explosion.
Oh yeah, because they were
based on the celebrations and stuff after it was over.
They was out there like nothing's going on.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
This invincibility is just it's perplexing me.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
So tomorrow, we've got 8 a.m. We've got post-service videos. We're going to be live at 9:45 to 10:45. Back at 11 o'clock for another encounter, and then 10 times better at 6.
Yeah. Discussion at 5:30.
Discussion 5:30.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
man.
6 o'clock, yeah.
It's going to be on like that tomorrow. So start with us at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, and then of course join us at 9:45 for our discussion to 10:45, and then 11 o'clock and join us again for another encounter. And then, ladies and gentlemen, tell everybody you know 10 times better is back at 6 o'clock. Our discussion at 5:30, the conversation at 6, and then post after we're done. So you just get with us. Subscribe to David G. Evans 1 and BBC of NJ on YouTube. Why did my headset go out again? Okay, here we go.
You back up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why Crystal's playing around with my head? She doing it off and on, make me think I'm losing my hearing. Is that what that's about? so yeah, she did it again. It's gone.
It's gone.
It's gone. Now it's back. Okay. What else is going on? Do we have anything else going on this week?
Just Embrace on Monday. Oh, we're doing the praying your bills videos dropping. The prayer is going to drop on Monday.
Guess what I saw on TV yesterday?
What?
Guess who else was preaching about praying your bills?
Who?
Bill Winston.
Oh, cool.
I'm like, is that a coincidence?
Nice. Okay. Yeah. Because
2 minutes. Okay. I thought we had less time. Go ahead.
Yeah. So the prayer video drops tomorrow at 7.
Okay.
Get your bills out and have them out while we're praying and pray over them bad boys, and we're gonna believe God.
Absolutely.
That, and then of course Tuesday we got another. The 16th. What's Tuesday? It's either
Tuesday,
men's
16th.
ministry.
Yeah.
Men's ministry is on Tuesday, I believe.
Okay.
And then of course Bible study Wednesday. Thursday we have a small business panel with the Bethany business team.
Right.
We're having a insurance guy come talk about insurance for businesses.
Okay.
And I believe somebody from legal talking about
trying to get a lawyer in here too.
All that stuff. The lawyer and the insurance part. All of that on Thursday at 7.
Okay.
We got a series of Link Couples Ministries Tuesday. Sorry.
Okay.
But we're trying to do a series for business owners. We did the business plan last month. This month is legal and insurance. Next month, I believe, is taxes and finance.
Okay.
And stuff. So we're having a series
That makes sense.
of how to help build
Yeah.
your business up, then
Yeah.
marketing,
Yeah.
online marketing, and all that good
That
stuff.
makes sense.
So you can have what you need to be successful.
Yeah. Well, thank you for joining us. For Reverend Nicholas Smith, I'm Bishop David G. Evans. This has been On Point, the number one Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America. Live every Saturday morning, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on any smart device at David G. Evans 1. Please subscribe to us at David G. Evans 1 and BBC of NJ. And remember, join us tomorrow all day long. Binge watch us all day long. And remember, faith acts like a thing is so, even when it's not so. That it might be so. God bless you, and we will see you next week.